I still can't get over the amazing luck I've been having at yard sales lately. Hey everyone, so like I already mentioned, I've been having some crazy luck at yard sales. Typically here in the city of Toronto, especially the closer that you get to downtown Toronto, you're not really going to have much luck at yard sales, garage sales, or whatever you want to call them. You're really going to have better luck at yard sales further out of the city, maybe in the suburbs or even just in the outer sort of edge of the city. But typically in downtown Toronto, you're really not going to find all that much. Now, I did see this one sale though that was advertising records, and they actually made a pretty big deal of it, made their own flyers that were actually pretty interesting, and I knew that these people were most likely going to have some interesting stuff. They listed records as a sort of main draw to their sale, but they also had DVDs, VHS tapes, comic books, toys, and some other stuff as well. And I got pretty much a little bit of everything. Now, it was two different people selling off stuff from their collection that they just didn't care for anymore, or for whatever reason they just didn't want it anymore. And this is what I picked out from this stuff. So first up, I suppose I'm going to go with the toys, since there really weren't that many, but they were still pretty interesting. Now, the first one here, I have no idea what it really is. It is obviously of some kind of Ultraman character, but from my sort of speculation on what that might be, I think it was originally supposed to have like suction cups on its hands, and you're supposed to like stick it to the side of something, but otherwise I don't know, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of marking whatsoever on this. No mention of Bandai either, so who knows what the story is behind that. Moving on from that are the rest of the toys here. There was this one Toy Biz Marvel toy that I don't know what it is either. This green monstrosity of a robot thing here, I'm just going to call him Green Robot Hulk. If anybody knows who or what he or it is, just let me know in the comment section below. And the rest of the toys were these Godzilla toys. You have two toys that are official and one that is not. The one that isn't is of a Mecha Godzilla. He has no Toho markings on him whatsoever. It just says China on the back of it, but it's still a fairly decent looking Mecha Godzilla. And then the other ones here, I have honestly no idea what this one here is. If anybody knows what his name is, just let me know in the comment section below. This blue guy with like giant boulder things on his shoulders. And then the other one is of a Godzilla, which is pretty nice in my opinion, and the painting is pretty nice on it as well. Even though it's fairly minimal painting, it still looks like it's been done very well. I'm very happy actually finding some toys, because really finding toys in Toronto is not an easy thing to do. Typically the kinds of toys that you're going to find at yard sales include Play School, Fisher-Price, baby, toddler kind of stuff, and not really anything that would be collectible to most people. So was really happy to find anything really. Moving on from there is the only DVD that I got. This one here was just too ridiculous to pass up. It is Samurai Reincarnation. It is a Sonny Chiba film, and right on the front of it says, "When a samurai seeks revenge, it's hell." So let's see what kind of horrible mess of a movie this is. On the back of it, you have a pentagram, and somebody with a really bad mask is holding a fake severed head. So hopefully that is a very enjoyable viewing experience, but I'll just have to wait and see on that. Moving on from that are the comic books that I got. I didn't get many, and I'll give you the price of what I paid for everything at the end of this. The comic books that I got here are still somewhat interesting to me. First two here are of the Tick. This one here is Tick number 1 and the Tick number 2. And I remember watching the live action show when I was a kid, and that was a hot mess, but I still enjoyed watching it. And I have sort of vague mixed memories about the Tick overall, but still happy to find the comic books. And the rest of the comics that I got are some DC and Amalgam comics. The DC comic that I got is Batman Dark Detective Vote For Me or I'll Kill You, it says on the cover. It is a limited series, number 1 out of 6. And I got it mainly for the cover. Just look at the Joker's face on there. Look at his sort of Uncle Sam pose. Really like the look of this. I have no idea about the story at all, so I'm just gonna have to crack this open and take a look at it. The other 2 comics that I got, like I said, are both Amalgam comics. I'm trying to get as many of them as I can. These are from the late 90s when there was that sort of crossover event between Marvel and DC. First one here is Bat Thing. I don't know what he's an exact cross of. I'm guessing Batman and the Thing, but I might be wrong about that. The other one is a little bit more obvious. This one here is Iron Lantern, and that's obviously a cross of the Green Lantern and Iron Man. There were a whole bunch of these weird amalgams, and I'm still trying to get some more. I think there was also one that was a cross between Superman and Captain America, but I really don't remember what characters were crossed with each other. And now looking in the back of this, I even see there's a coupon in here that expired in 1997, but still fairly interesting to see a coupon. Buy one, get one Mootown snacks for free. And it seems to be some kind of cheese string that's also advertising Sonic games for the Game Gear, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, and Sega Genesis. So pretty much just advertising all Sonic games at the time, which is kind of weird partnership there. But oh well. Moving on from the comics, I have all the records that I got, and at this point I'm going to mention how much I paid altogether. I paid $20 to the first guy for some records, the DVD, the toys, and the comics, and then I paid $10 to the second person for the rest of these records. I'm just going to show you guys all the records together. First up is Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. I didn't get these for any particular reason. They just sort of popped out to me and I wanted to check them out. Next one is Monty Python Live at Drury Lane. Then we have Lips Inc., which I only got for Funky Town. This one here only has 4 songs on it, but like, I mean, I really liked Funky Town. When I was a kid, like, I listened to that song so many times. Next one that I got is a record from a TV show. The only reason why I got this, other than the fact that it had a whole bunch of like extra inserts in here with some like artwork and information from the TV show. By artwork I mean photographs. I got this because I really did like this show years ago. I loved watching this show, even though the humor from the show just really would not fly on television these days. But I got this basically for just one song on here, which was the theme song for this show. It is All in the Family, and I don't know if this record has like a specific name or anything, or if it's just a sort of soundtrack for the TV show All in the Family. Next after that is Huey Lewis and the News Sports. Then we have Elton John 21 at 33. And then the 2 that I'm the happiest about, even though they're not in the best condition, but they're definitely very interesting to me at least. I do tend to collect storybook records, especially the Disney storybook records, but there are tons of other ones, including a Gremlins storybook record that I got like years ago at this point, but very happy to find stuff like that. So when I saw these, I knew no matter what the condition was, well, unless they were in really bad condition, but the condition that they're in is perfectly fine for how much I paid for them, pretty much just $2 each for these records. It is the story of Star Wars and the adventures of Luke Skywalker from The Empire Strikes Back. And both of these have these little insert things. This one here has just a, I forget what this is called, like a double fold kind of thing. And it should have some kind of story based on Star Wars in there. The other one though, this one here, the story of Star Wars, this one does have a little like booklet thingy here with some screen grabs from the movie as well. And I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy to be able to find those. Now, records here in Toronto are fairly easy to come by, but at least in thrift stores, they get picked through so quickly that you really have to be on top of it. Like the minute that they go out, you have to go ahead and look through them, because otherwise by the next day they're already going to be gone. You can go to so many thrift stores and all you'll see is gospel music, different kinds of international music, mostly Scandinavian, Eastern European stuff. That's pretty much the most common stuff that you'll find. And then of course you'll also find weird 60s and 70s compilations or promotional records, which just I personally wouldn't have any interest in at all. But to find stuff like this, especially at a yard sale, which is very uncommon, at least here in Toronto, was really happy about that. Even though this video here, I made it specifically for this one yard sale, I was expecting to go to just this one yard sale, and at the end of the day I came home with this stuff, but then I had to head out again, and just fate brought me by another yard sale that I was aware of, but I never had the intention of going to it just because I didn't expect to find anything there. But I was really surprised by what I saw. I actually found video games at this yard sale, and it's just literally across the street from me, so I was really happy. Spoke to the guy there. He told me that he had even more stuff, but he was just too lazy to take everything out because he already had so much shit out on his lawn. He just couldn't be bothered to take out any more, but he said he's going to be doing another sale tomorrow as well, so I will be going back to see what else he has. But I grabbed these 3 games in the meantime for 20 bucks. He had a couple more games, including some NES games, some PS2 games, and some PS Vita games of all things, which I really have never seen a PS Vita game anywhere really. Pretty much you get them brand new at EB Games and Best Buy, and that's about it. Everybody who buys a Vita game typically holds on to it. I grabbed these 3 games, 2 NES games and 1 Game Boy Advance game. Very happy with what I got and what I paid for these. I paid $20. The guy, he knew more or less what he had, so he wasn't looking to get top dollar, but he also didn't want to get swindled, and I'm perfectly fine with what I paid for them. I paid $20 for these 3 games. 2 of them I already have, so I will try to just trade them or sell them. The other one I will hold on to. So starting out with the 2 games that I already have, on the Game Boy Advance, there's Golden Sun: The Lost Age. That one I already have it, played it, love this game. The other game that I already have that I'm going to get rid of is for the NES. It's a copy of Rad Racer. Definitely a fairly common game for the NES. It's just that any NES game really goes for a lot more than your sort of standard, just generic video game price of like $5 or less. This here, even in the city of Toronto, will go for like $15, $20, maybe even $25, depending on where you try to sell this. And the last game that I got, the game that I'm going to be keeping for my collection, it is the European version of this game, but doesn't really matter. Still very happy to add this to my collection. I have the second game in the series and the 3rd game in the series that were both released on the NES, but I did not have the original. It is a copy of the first Castlevania, and again, very happy to add this to my collection. They're all fairly clean, especially the Game Boy Advance game was really clean. They all played immediately. Just this one here had a little bit of like random trash in the grooves there, but otherwise they all worked right off the bat. Didn't even have to clean them up at all before they started playing. They just played immediately, so I'm very happy about that, and hopefully I can get more stuff at this guy's sale tomorrow. So that's pretty much everything that I got. Really, again, lucked out at these yard sales, not really expecting to find much, but every so often I do find something, so very happy about that. And as always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, just put in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below, and also linked in the description below is the link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check that out as well if you'd like, and that's it. See ya.